P, Q, and R are three containers with the same capacity. At first, P was completely filled with water, and Q and R were each 1/5 filled. What was the ratio of water at first? 5:1:1. P was completely filled, 5U. Q was 1/5 filled. 1/5 of 5 is 1. Jia poured out some water from P to Q and R. Then all the containers had the same amount of water. What was the ratio of water at last? 1:1:1. Let's look at these two ratios. Both Q and R gain some water from P. Why is it that their 1 unit remain the same? Shouldn't they increase? That's because the first ratio is based on 7 units total, and the second ratio is based on 3 units. There are different types of ratio units, so we cannot say P lost 5 minus 1, P lost 4 units. They cannot interact in this way. So what can we do? We know that the total remains the same. So we try to equalize the total first. We use the cross multiply method. Cross multiply. That way we can modify the ratio to show the same total before and after. This ratio times 3. We have 15:3:3, giving a total of 21 units. This ratio times 7. Again, we have a total of 21 units. Now that the two totals are the same, they are all of the same type of ratio units, so they can interact. What was the decrease for P? 15U minus 7U. 8U. What fraction of P was poured out? 8 out of 15. P, Q, and R are three containers with the same capacity. At first, P was completely filled with water, and Q and R were each 3/4 filled. So what was the ratio at first? 1:3/4:3/4. How do we simplify this so that they are all whole numbers? We can multiply each of this by the denominator 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 3/4 times 4 is 3. So now we have a simpler ratio. The total is 10U. GIE poured out some water from P to Q and R. Then all the containers had the same amount of water. What was the ratio at last? 1:1:1. Total is 3U. We equalize the total because they are supposed to be the same. We use the cross multiply method. This ratio times 3. 4 times 3, 12. 3 times 3, 9. Total is 30U. This ratio times 10. Total is also 30U. What fraction of the water did GIE pour out from P? 12U minus 10U. 2U. Fraction 2 out of 12. Simplest form 1/6. P, Q, and R are three containers with the same capacity. At first, P was 3/4 filled with water, and Q and R were each half filled. So what was the ratio at first? 3/4 is to half is to half. We simplify this to whole numbers. Look at the denominators. 4, 2, 2. We multiply each of these by 4. 3/4 times 4 is 3. Half times 4 is 2. The total is 7U. GIE poured out some water from P to Q and R. Finally, P was 1/6 filled with water, and Q and R were each 2/3 filled. One-sixth is to 2/3 is to 2/3. How do we simplify this into whole numbers? Look at the denominators. 6, 3, 3. We multiply each of these by 6. We get 1:4 is to 4. Total 9U. We equalize the total because the total amount of water at first is the same as the total amount of water at last. And the method we use is cross multiply. This ratio times 9. We get 27 is to 18 is to 18. The total is 63U. The other ratio times 7. We get this, and the total is also 63U. What fraction of P's water did Q receive? Let's look at Q. 18U at first, 28U at last. So 28U minus 18U equal 10U. Q received 10U from P. So what fraction was that? 10 over 27.